Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome back to Engine Check, our weekly look at one of the numerous deck engines that Yu-Gi-Oh! Has to offer. This week, we're taking a look at a teeny tiny engine, clocking in at a whopping 1 main deck card and 2 extra deck cards. We're checking out the Codebreaker engine. This minuscule archetype debuted in Eternity Code, released in May of the year of our Lord COVID, where they came as commons, so incredibly budget and easy to acquire. So who are the Codebreakers? What exactly can you do with just 3 cards? Let's delve into the card by card and see what these Dark Warriors do. We'll start with the one main deck monster the engine employs, and the only one the archetype has. Codebreaker 0 Day. 0 Day exists purely to be summoned off a Virus Swordsman. That's it. If Gem Knight Garnet didn't exist to give us the term Garnet, Garnets would be called 0 Day. Well, I mean, probably not, but you get the point. 0 Day does have text, some that's even relevant. Any link monster that points to 0 Day loses 1000 attack, unless it has Codebreaker in its name. 0 Day also gets destroyed if a Codebreaker link monster on the field is destroyed. There's also a bit more text, but it's only relevant if you're running more than one 0 Day, and if you are, why? With Garnet Boy out the way, let's discuss the 2 extra deck monsters the engine has access to. First up, we have Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, a link 2 with straight up and down arrows. Swordsman has pretty generic summoning conditions, only requiring 2 effect monsters. Its effect, however, is slightly more restricted, requiring Swordsman to be co-linked. If it is co-linked, when it's special summoned, Swordsman lets you summon a Codebreaker 0 Day from hand, deck, or graveyard to a zone a link monster points to. That's another little restriction right there, requiring a free zone that is being pointed to by a link monster. If only Konami had seen fit to replace the down arrow with one to either side. Never mind all this balance nonsense. Swordsman can also special summon himself back from the graveyard during the end phase if it was destroyed by an opponent's card this turn, and then he gets banished if he leaves the field. So what does all this setup feed into? Why, Codebreaker Virus Berserker. This Link 3 warrior that has literally never skipped Shoulder Day requires 2+ monsters, including a Codebreaker monster. Sure is handy Swordsman summon 0 Day. Virus Berserker, on summon, and if it is co-linked, lets you special summon up to 2 Codebreaker monsters from your hand or graveyard to any zones a link monster points to. So, on summon, given the appropriate setup, you get back the materials you used for him. You can also destroy your opponent's spell and traps up to the number of your linked Codebreaker monsters. This then sets you up to have a Link 3, Link 2, and an effect monster on field, opening up so many lines of play afterwards. Let's pass it over to me on Dueling Book, solo mode, obviously, always solo, to show the kind of setup this engine requires, and what it can lead into. Thanks, Treeborn. So here we have an empty board. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we've just linked and summoned Appaloosa. Now, how you get there is your choice, but having the 3 downward pointing arrows is, I don't think it's 100% necessary, but, you know, I can't be bothered thinking about it too much. So that's a nice, easy link for 3 downward facing arrows. Let's go. So that's going to trigger the effect of Parallel Exceed. We can special summon it in defense, and then that's going to trigger the second effect. That's going to get us another Parallel Exceed. We're also going to special summon there. We're then going to send these 2 to the grave to link off into our Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. Gonna put that right under Appaloosa so that it is linked, co-linked, and then we're going to get our 0 Day. We're going to special summon our 0 Day because that's what Virus Swordsman does. It doesn't put it into your hand, it just can't go whoop. And then we're going to link off these 2 to go into Virus Berserker. Also linked to the Appaloosa. It's going to activate the effect of Virus Berserker because it's co-linked, and we're going to bring back our 0 Day and our Virus Swordsman. So there you go. What we have on field now, if we even just ignore the Appaloosa, is a Link 3, a Link 2, and an effect monster for further link plays. I mean, you have access here to like a Link 6 if there was anything that was decent. Which there isn't, but maybe one day. Maybe one day we'll get like a fucking insane Link 6 and then that'll be the way into it. But you know, it works really well with things like Gookie, because it's all Dark Warriors and all that kind of jazz. So I'm going to pass you back to the man with the script. That is Treeborn Frog, and I will catch you later. Thanks, Treeborn. That, well, to be honest, it wasn't your best. Hey, fuck you, man. You actually only need a down arrow with a down to the left arrow, you fucking scrub. Because the Codebreakers don't impose any summoning restrictions, there's a ton of possible follow-up plays, which are too numerous to list, so I'm not going to. And that about sums it up for the Codebreaker engine. This engine sure has a potency about it, although it does require a bit of setup. It probably finds its home in a Dark Warrior deck, such as the aforementioned Gouki? Gauki? Man, I don't know how to speak. But without any summoning restrictions, it can neatly fit into any deck with the setup potential and the extra deck space. If you've enjoyed this engine check, like, comment and subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 200 subs for 2021. Until next time then friends, Treeborn Frog, checking out.